Hello, and welcome to the Full Send Half Mast Podcast, episode 15. A little bit of a special edition podcast here. We're going to be doing a mid-regular season review, and we'll be grading all the drivers on their seasons so far. Also, have a special segment for you guys at the end, so you definitely want to stay tuned for that. A lot of great entertainment here tonight. Tonight, I'm Jay.
I'm Tom.
I'm Jared.
And we're going to be bringing you a special edition to the Full Send Half Mast Podcast, episode 15. All right. So we're going to do a little bit of a driver grade. We're going to read off a few stats from the driver, and we are going to go through our personal letter grades from A to F. So before we get right into that, we're actually going to have a quick word from our sponsor. W Energy. Introducing NeuroFactor, an all-natural coffee cherry extract to help fuel you with energy, laser focus, and fast reflexes without the crash. Gives you focus and concentration with important amino acids and vitamins that other canned energy drinks just cannot provide. Try amazing flavors such as Dragonade, Dub Sludge, Galaxy Grenade, and Beach and Peach. Buy the starter pack with 2 flavors in a shake cup for a very low price. Use the link in the description below. And make sure to use code DEGABOYS at checkout to receive 10% off your first order. Thanks to W for their continued support of the DEGABOYS broadcasting. All right, let's get right into this here. We're going to start with Ross Chastain. He's currently the points leader through 13 of 26 regular season races. Currently on the season, he's got 12 starts with 5 top 5s, 6 top 10s, 0 DNFs, 254 laps led, and 4 stage wins. I am going to give him an A+ in driving. I'm going to give him an A+ in fighting. And I'm also going to give him an A+ for being a menace to society. What do you got, Tom, for your ranking for Ross Chastain here?
We're gonna have to go A+. Not only is he leading the points, he's making headlines, and he's making possible new spectators coming into the sport. He is a great face for NASCAR right now. You cannot deny it. And his stunt that he pulled last weekend at Kansas made it ever better. So with Ross Chastain, I'm giving him an A+. What do you got, Jared?
I think I'm gonna give Ross Chastain an A+. I mean, he's doing a very good job of being polarizing, and that is how you go down in history. So I'm gonna go an A+ for Ross Chastain, man. I'm loving it.
That's pretty unanimous right there, boys. A+ for Ross Chastain. All right. Next, we're gonna go with Christopher Bell. Currently running second in points. He has 12 starts, 1 win at Bristol Dirt, 5 top 5s, 8 top 10s, 3 DNFs, 158 laps led, and 0 stage wins. I am personally going to give him an A on the season, just below Ross Chastain's A+. I think that he has got a lot of momentum rolling, lots of top 10s, deserves a solid A. What do you have, Tom?
Yeah, so I'm actually, man, I want to give him just a little bit more than an A, but a little bit less than an A+. And the reason why is because he has 3 DNFs. He is running second in points. He has a win. He has the most top 10s out of anybody in the whole circuit. He is quietly coming to the front every race. Doesn't matter where his teammates are running or you know, he's got speed. I think he's definitely a championship favorite this year. And we'll see more of that when we go to the playoffs. But I'd love to give him an A+, but you know, yeah, A.
I don't think I'd go anywhere near an A+ with Christopher Bell. I mean, if it wasn't for dirt, I mean, he would have this many wins. So I'm gonna have to go with probably an A-. I don't think I'd go any higher than that. I mean, I'll give him props, A-. I'll give him his props, but no, I ain't going nowhere near an A+ with Christopher Bell.
Alrighty. I mean, I guess we could take away the dirt next race, and we'll see how he doesn't win again. All right. Next will be third in points, Martin Truex Jr. Currently has 12 starts, 1 win, 2 top fives, 5 top tens, 238 laps led, and 0 stage wins. I am personally going to give Truex a B plus. He doesn't crest the A mark for me, but he's still having a solid season, has the win. He just needs to win more stages, get more playoff points to be able to vault himself into that A category for me. So B plus for Martin Truex Jr. What do you have, Tom?
So with Martin, I think I'd give him an A minus, and because we've seen such a turnaround of this driver since last year, and it's not just a one race fluke. I mean, he dominated in Dover, he had a really fast car in Dover. He also won the Clash. We've been seeing bits and spurts of speed come back to this Martin Truex camp, and he's really putting in the work. I think 5 top tens is nothing to be hanging your head about. I think he's putting in the work. I think he's doing a good job, but A minus for Martin Truex.
I'd go with just a straight solid B. I think he's very consistent. I think he could be doing a little bit better, but I'm gonna go with a solid B. I like his performance so far this year.
All right. Next, we'll go into fourth in points, which will be Denny or Dickie Handlin here. 12 starts, 1 win last weekend at Kansas, 3 top fives, 5 top tens, 193 laps led with 2 stage wins. And I am going to give him a solid B plus. And the only reason I'm not giving him an A is because he admits to wrecking Ross Chastain, which nobody should ever do. Not only just admit it, but to actually attempt to take out Chastain. And I think his podcast is lame. So B plus for Hamlin this season.
I'm gonna give him a B minus. I think that I just don't think he's been really that good this year. I don't know if it's Toyota problem or Joe Gibbs problem. He just seems to be more of a Karen nowadays than anything else. And I'm not really impressed with him at all this year. So that's my taking on it. But what do you got, Jared?
I'm gonna go with the C plus. Nothing to do with his driving. I just think he's an idiot. I mean, he literally showed up to court wearing a T-shirt that says "I did it." So I'm just gonna have to. He's C plus.
He did it. He's guilty. All right, this one should be a good one. We're gonna go Kevin Harvick, currently sitting 5th in points. He's got 12 starts, 0 wins, 3 top fives, 5 top tens, 1 DNF, 74 laps led, and 1 stage win. I'm gonna give Harvick an A minus, and I am going to give him an A minus because for going out in your final year, how tough it is with all that background noise going on. He's been able to consistently get great finishes, as we've seen. And he's still up in the top 5 in points. And I think he's going to be a factor when we get to the playoffs. And I think he will have a win here soon. So A minus for me on Kevin Harvick. Who do you got? Or what do you got, Tom?
I've got an A for him. And the reason why I'll give him an A is because we know the woes of Stuart Haas right now. And he's doing a great job with extracting as much as he can out of that car, getting as much points as he can with that car. Kevin Harvick's, I think, just overall doing a great job. There's another driver in that stable too that's doing a great job. We'll come up to him here soon, but yeah, I'm gonna give Harvick an A. Yeah, what do you got, Jared?
I'm gonna give Kevin Harvick A minus. This guy has been. I mean, he's had a tremendous amount of pressure. I mean, his boss has been like front row and center in all of his races. He's been up in the booth, and I hate it when my boss watches me work. So I can understand the type of pressure that he's under. He should have won at Phoenix. He didn't, but I'm gonna give Harvick a solid A minus here.
Isn't your boss your dad?
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. 6th in points here is Tyler Reddick. Currently has 12 starts, got that one win at Coda, 4 top 5s, 6 top 10s, 2 DNFs, 136 lap sled, and 2 stage wins. I have a B ranking on Reddick, and the reason I have a B ranking is because of the inconsistency this year. One week he is just lighting the world on fire, and on another week when I put him on my fantasy team, he just runs terrible. I'm running out of uses on him, and I am worried that he's going to get hot late and I won't have uses. So I'm not riding that train for a while. So B for Tyler Reddick. So hopefully he could turn it around. What do you got, Tom?
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a B plus, and I'm gonna give him that because he does have a lot of speed. Or not very. He's just inconsistent with his speed right now. But we also got to remember it's his first year with 2311. So I think to be 6th in points right now, or I'm sorry, not 6th. What did you say?
Yeah, he's 6th in points.
Oh, he is 6th. Okay. Anyways, him being 6th in points right now with a brand new team, atmosphere, crew chief, car. He went from Chevrolet to Toyota and all this other stuff. I think he's doing a great job. I just think that if he could just focus in and get some consistent runs, kind of like what Harvick is doing, that he would absolutely get an A plus out of me. So, Jared, what do you got?
I think I'll go with a B plus, mainly because I don't really pay attention much to Tyler Reddick. I mean, but you can't really blame me. Like, if you just ask like some guy just to like name off all the NASCAR drivers right now, they would probably name off like 35 of them, and then just that one that they'd miss would always be Tyler Reddick. I mean, so I'll give him a solid B plus.
Oh, that's rough. All right. 7th in points right now is Ryan Blaney. Currently with 12 starts, 0 wins, 3 top 5s, 6 top 10s, 69 lap sled, 69, 0 stage wins. Ryan Blaney. My ranking on Ryan Blaney is a B minus, and I'm going to also give him an A plus in dump trucking. He's been just super off at the beginning of the year, seems to be turning it around here as of late. But for being a dump truck driver, A plus, Blaney, B minus on the season. Hopefully this dump trucking can translate to better driving down the line here. Tom, what do you have?
Yeah, the dump truck master, right? He's had a disappointing season for sure. For him to be 7th in points right now, though, is pretty impressive. I'm gonna give him a B, a solid B. He's doing better than his teammates right now. He's leading the Penske group, including the 21, but that doesn't matter anyways because the 21 sucks year in and year out. Yeah, Ryan Blaney. I just wish that Penske can supply him with a car he can win with, and I don't know. I really hope to see him switch camps here soon, but a solid B for Blaney, and that's what I got. So, Jared, what do you got?
I'm gonna give Ryan Blaney an A. I mean, like you said, man, this guy's been the dump truck master. And I feel like he doesn't have a lot to work with. And it's not only just driving a dump truck. Like, it feels like he's, like, dragging the anchor for the USS Nimitz or something behind his dump truck. Like, he's just... I feel like he's been doing a good job with what he's had. I mean, obviously, like, Logano's the golden boy on that team, so they're going to give him the best stuff. But I'm going to give him an A because I like what I've been seeing from Ryan Blaney.
Alrighty. Next on this list will be Kyle Larson. Currently running 8th in points. He's got 12 starts, 2 wins, 2 wins, 5 top 5s, 5 top 10s, 4 DNFs, 553 lap sled, and 2 stage wins. For Kyle Larson this year, I am going to give him a minus. A minus. And really, he could be an A plus, but the inconsistency, those 4 DNFs, it's like he's super hit or miss. He's kind of recently reincarnated his 2014 to 2019 self. So if that wasn't a case, I would definitely give him an A+ on the season. Definitely going to be a factor for the rest of the season here. Tom, what do you have?
Yeah, I'm gonna give him an A because I feel like most of those DNFs weren't his fault. Even besides the point, you can consistently see him in the top 5, top 10, running. It doesn't matter where in the race, he's going to be in the top 5 or top 10. And if he's not, it's because of somebody else's fault or somebody else's issue. So definite championship favorite, I think, with Kyle Larson, and more wins, a lot more wins out of that stable this year, I think. So yeah. A. Jared, what do you got?
For Kyle Larson, I'm a little critical here. I'm gonna go like an A minus. I mean, I feel like he could be doing so much better, and it's so frustrating to watch his races because he always seems like something has to go wrong. Like if it can go wrong for Kyle Larson, it will go wrong for Kyle Larson. So I feel like he could be doing so much better if he could just stay out of trouble. I understand a lot of it hasn't been his fault, but that last race I feel was 100% his fault. So I mean, he could definitely be doing a lot better. He could have more than just the 2 wins there. So I'm gonna go A minus.
Okay. Now, running ninth in points here, teammate to Larson, William Byron. Currently has 12 starts, 2 wins, 5 top 5s, 6 top 10s, 2 DNFs, 589 laps led, and 6 stage wins. I'm giving William Byron an A++ here. I think that right now he's having a career year, stand out, should have more than just those 2 wins. He's led the most laps in the series this year, and I think that he's going to win several more before we get to the playoffs, and he's stacking those playoff points up, and I think that he's going to be a guy we're going to see in Phoenix at the very end of the season for the championship. So, what do you have, Tom?
Yeah, I'm gonna give him an A. Obviously, I agree with you. I think he's having a career year. He's obvious, or he's in the top 5, top 10, most of the time too. I mean, you could be pretty safe on picking William Byron for a fantasy pick pretty much every weekend. That's who I would choose if I wanted safe and consistent points for a fantasy team. William Byron, week in and week out. That's who I would choose. So. Very consistent, very fast, has been doing a great job out of that 24 camp. Yeah. A. Jared, what do you got?
I'm gonna go with an A plus. When you think of Hendricks, I mean, you think about Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson, and probably even Alex Bowman before William Byron. But it's been William Byron, I think, that's been the best driver for that team this year. And there's a lot of pressure that comes with driving that 24 car, and I think he's mastered it beautifully this year, and he's had a great year. A+ for me with William Byron.
Yeah, and another fun fact there on William Byron, if he didn't have that 60-point penalty, he'd be currently second in points, only 13 points behind Ross Chastain. So that's very interesting there. 10th in points is Brad Keselowski. Horseface, as I call him. He's currently 12 starts, 0 wins, 2 top 5s, 5 top 10s, 2 DNFs, 115 laps led, and 1 stage win. This season, I am giving Keselowski a B+. What an incredible turnaround there for RFK. He's been a factor in several races, not for a win, but for solid top 5, top 10 finishes. And I think that his opportunity to win a race is coming up real soon. And it's just a matter of time. So, giving him a B+. Tom, what do you have?
I am going to go off the handle here a little bit, and I'm going to give Brad Keselowski an A+. And just hang with me here for a second, okay? We used to, back in the aughts, we saw Roush Fenway be a powerhouse team. Very fast, winning races with Biffle, Kenseth, Edwards, on and on and on. A powerhouse team. Now we get into the 10s, and they're just trash. They're garbage. Speed's not there. They're turning into an AJ Foyt Motorsports of the IndyCar world. Or not wanting to spend money, do more with less. And then Brad comes in. Brad has turned that team around in the point of not only RFK now, not only being only competitive at super speedways, but now you can see both the 6 and the 17 in the top 10, top 15 week in and week out. And that is a drastic change. And not only is he doing that, but he is an owner driver. So with all of this on his mind, on his shoulders, he is top 10 in points in his second year of being an owner. I think a win is coming very soon, just like what you said. I think also that Brad has kind of turned that villain persona that he has around. I think most people view him now in a better light. And I think all of that momentum that he's building, everything he's changing is just momentum to keep moving forward and forward and forward. And so I think he is continuing doing a good job from building from last year. He's only going to continue to build. So A+ for Brad. Jared, what do you got?
See,
Okay. All right. So 11th in points is Joey Logano. Currently has 12 starts. He has 1 win, 3 top 5s, 6 top 10s, 3 DNFs, 217 laps led, and 2 stage wins. I'm going to give Logano a B grade because if he's fast, and if he's slow, he's really slow and inconsistent. And I think that he finds himself into situations at the end of some of these races to get a better finish than he deserves. And also, I want to give him an F- for the hair plugs that he did during the off season. Terrible look. Just accept it, bud. You were going bald, bro. Just accept it. All right, Tom, what do you got?
I'm gonna give him a C-, and I would give him an F if he didn't have a win. And the reason is because we all know he makes a pretty good knee pad, and he isn't using it good enough, obviously. So to be 11th in points right now, with being Penske's golden boy and trying to get that 22 to win another championship, even coming off a championship year, is gotta be disappointing, depressing, to say the least. So, C-. Jared, what do you got?
well, I'm gonna have to go with probably a B-. I mean, I feel like they're just kind of as like in terms of like how Joey Logano is going. I think they're just looking ahead, and I think it's funny that his R is 22, as in like 22. So I can totally see him wearing one of those to the track. So I just gotta go with a B-.
Hell yeah.
All right. So 12th in points here is old wild thing Kyle Busch here with 12 starts, 2 wins, 3 top 5s, 5 top 10s, 3 DNFs, 75 laps led, and 0 stage wins. I am going to give Kyle Busch a B on the season, and the only reason is because I feel like my expectations in the preseason, I felt like he was going to win like 10 races and have a 2021 Kyle Larson-esque year. And so far, he's only got 2 wins. And for me, that really is a disappointment. I mean, I probably should be higher on him, but that's just kind of where my expectations are to reality. And that's where I get the B ranking. Tom, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm going to give him an A, and I'm going to disagree with you there because I think in his first year that he's doing with RCR, who's always ran, his grandson, first off, Austin Dillon, and then not having a lot of success out of, or not like a championship-esque team out of that 8-car crew, but filling that seat and then going out. He did back into 1 win, I will admit that, but his Auto Club win was phenomenal. Like he was the guy to beat, I think. But I think having 2 wins and a brand new team, with especially RCR, I bet you he's doing a lot of building there on top of that. Maybe putting a lot on his shoulders. I don't know. But I'm gonna give him an A. I think he has lived up to some expectations, like that kind of was expected out of him at the beginning of the year during the offseason. Not all of it, but I still think he's doing a very good job in that 8 car for RCR. So A, what do you got, Jared?
I'm gonna have to go with a C plus, and just because Jay all offseason hyped me up about how great Kyle Busch was gonna be this year, and I was completely bought in. I was like, oh man, out of the dumpster fire that was Joe Gibbs comes out like a rising phoenix, like a beautiful bird. Kyle Busch coming to just steal the show this year, and I've been kind of underwhelmed a little bit by what I've seen so far. I'm kind of happy to see him get that win at Talladega because I felt like he should have been there at Daytona, but yeah, C plus, little underwhelmed.
Yeah, exactly. And again, to allude to my point is, we saw what Tyler Reddick was able to do in that 8 car. Championship favorite last year for a lot of the playoffs. And if he didn't have a couple bad runs there and didn't get eliminated, I think he could have won the championship last year. And he, I think lack of experience and talent cost Tyler Reddick a lot of wins in that 8 car. And I felt like Kyle Busch, he's way more talented, way more ability. He should be racking wins up like crazy in that 8 car. But we'll see. It's still early in the season. So moving on to 13th points, we have Chris Buescher. He currently has 12 starts, 0 wins, 2 top 5s, 4 top 10s, 1 DNF, 38 laps led, and 0 stage wins. Chris Buescher, I'm just going to give him a B-, just hanging in there on the cusp of the playoff bubble, and I just haven't seen a race-winning performance out of him yet. And he had that one great run at Dover is really all I can look back to for him. So what do you got, Tom?
Yeah, I feel like he's pretty underwhelming. You know, during the offseason, Brad really hyped him up. Or I'm sorry, not this offseason, but last year's offseason. Brad really hyped him up in all of his interviews that he had, stating why he chose Chris Buescher over Ryan Newman. But I don't know. I just, it's just a little disappointing, I guess. Really not much else to say about it, I feel like. Jared, what do you got?
C plus.
All right. So next is Recce Spinhouse Jr. here running 14th in points. He's got 12 starts, 1 win, the Daytona 500, 2 top 5s, 4 top 10s, 0 DNFs, 17 laps led, and 0 stage wins. Recce Spinhouse Jr., I'll give him a C plus on the season. The only high spot was the 500, and he's really been non-existent all season, which is what leads me to my next point. I'm giving him an A plus for not wrecking because he's been non-existent this season. We haven't seen him wrecking any cars, so he's just a meh C plus driver this year. Tom, what do you have?
Yeah, I'm going to give him a B, and it's only because, you know, he won the Daytona 500. I think that deserves a lot of credit because just to finish that race in itself is a huge task. And then to go and win it in the car that he did it in with the team that he's with. The rest of the season, dismal. But let's give him credit. He hasn't been making idiot, just blatantly stupid wrecks, or typical Recce Stenhouse. So, well, I'm gonna give him a B though because I do feel like that Daytona 500 win. We like seeing underdogs win it. I do consider that team an underdog team. So B. Jared, what do you got?
I'm going to have to just go C. I give him a lot of credit for that Daytona win, but I've been thinking about it, and I'm just like, man, I kind of forgot that he was even driving. And I was thinking, like, why did I forget about Recce Spinhouse? And then it just dawned on me, like what you guys said, he hasn't really wrecked. So that's why I forgot about him. The thing he's known for, he's just... his trademark is gone.
All right. So 15th in points here is Alex Bowman. Currently, I do not see his stats on here. I know that he had 6 top 10s to start the year, but he is hurt now. So I'm going to give him a B plus on his season because he was super consistent when he was running. But I'm going to give him an F in staying healthy. I mean, this is 2 years in a row. He's been sidelined with an injury, and that is ultimately probably going to cost him a chance to run for a championship. So, Tom, what do you got?
Yeah, but last year is because of that crappy Gen 7 car. That's all I got to say about that. But you know what? Alex is another one that I feel like you could choose week in and week out for your fantasy team and get some very consistent points. If he stops hurting himself and doing these sprint car races. Or maybe just gets good. I don't know. But Alex Bowman, I'm gonna give him a B+. 6 top 10s, doing a that's a great stat for where we're at in the season. 3 top 5s. He has a pole. Yeah, let's B+, yeah. Jared, what do you got?
I mean, this is a driver that I really like. He's got a lot of talent. I mean, I like to root for the guy. He's got a lot of talent. He's very consistent. And if he didn't get hurt, I mean, I'm giving him a B-. If he didn't get hurt, he probably would have won a race. I bet by now, one of those races he was out, I bet he would have won. I just like the guy. I think he does generally good. It's just as long as I don't have to hear an interview of him, because I just hate listening to him talk.
Fair enough. All right. So now on the cut line, the first guy into the playoffs would be Daniel Suarez. Currently has 12 starts, 0 wins, 1 top 5, 4 top 10s, 2 DNFs, 16 laps led, 0 stage wins. For Daniel Suarez this year, I've got him as C+. I mean, my expectations for Daniel Suarez and Trackhouse were just great this year. Look at his teammate Ross Chastain leading the points, just having a phenomenal year like he did last year. And Suarez really has just had terrible luck, and I think a lot of it's been self-inflicted. And I think that that's going to ultimately cost him from making the playoffs this year. And I don't see him winning anytime soon. So C+ for Suarez here.
I'm going to give him a big old fat F. When you got a teammate that's 145 points in front of you, that's literally setting the NASCAR world on fire, and you're just chilling out here on the freaking cut line for the playoffs. I mean, this is like a Brian Vickers-esque Hendrick car that we're seeing right now. You know, it's terribly disappointing. I really can't give him anything else. Obviously, he's got to be getting some pretty good equipment. I don't feel like that team. Well, they might favor Ross. I don't really know. They're still a pretty new team, right? So, I don't know. Terribly disappointing, though. I'm gonna give him an F. Do better, get good. Jared, what do you got?
Well, I'm gonna have to go with D-. I don't really like to give someone an F. I'll give him a D-. But honestly, the way I feel about it is the driver, from where Daniel Suarez is all the way on to the last place driver. I mean, you could kind of put those guys anywhere. I mean, you just the same driver, just different numbers. I just D-.
All right. Now, it's tough to say because he's a very likable guy, and I think he does have a lot of talent. So we'll see if he could turn around here in the second half of the season here. Next is Chase Briscoe, currently 17th points, first guy out, 12 starts, 3 top 5s, 4 top 10s, 1 DNF, 115 laps led, and 0 stage wins. For Chase Briscoe here, I got him at a D-. The only race he was even competitive in was Martinsville, and all the Stewart-Haas cars were competitive there, so I don't really know how you gauge that. This guy, every week, he's running dead last, just getting outran by Rick Ware cars and either DNFing or just running terrible. I think he's only gained like 9 points in the last 3 races, so his season is just absolutely atrocious. I'm starting to lose confidence in Chase Briscoe as a driver. It's his 3rd year. This is a do or die season, and he is dying in front of us. So, Tom, what do you got?
Yeah, I agree with some of that. The only thing that I would like to put out there is that Stewart-Haas is struggling. And I also feel like they're giving Kevin Harvick a lot of the good stuff, or the good, because it's his farewell season. So I want to put that into perspective when I give him a grade. Obviously, performance has been dismal, but I think that has been pretty apparent for Stuart Haas for the past year or so. But I think he deserves a B. I think that you know I think there's a lot going on there. Kevin Harvick's leaving, farewell tour, getting the best stuff because they obviously want to send him off good. They don't want to give SHR a bad name with screwing over Harvick, like his crew chief did in Phoenix. But I think there's a lot to come out of Chase Briscoe, and I think that in time this year we're going to be seeing some more 2022-esque Chase Briscoe come back out. So I'm going to give him a B. Yeah, Jared, what do you got?
I'll go with a D minus. I mean, Stuart Haas has been kind of very underwhelming this year, and even their top guy Kevin Harvick has been pretty good, but hasn't been the greatest. And I think the only highlight from Stuart Haas this whole year so far is just every time they wreck, you just hear Mike Joy go, "Hey Tony, what do you think of that?" Like every time. So that's been the highlight of Stuart Haas this year.
All right. 18th in points is Bubba Wallace. 12 starts, 0 wins, 2 top 5s, 3 top 10s, 4 DNFs, 50 laps led, 0 stage wins. I'm giving Bubba a C minus here. I mean, the just inconsistency is off the charts here. And considering that his teammates sitting there in the 6th in points and he's back here in 18th, I think just it's to the point now where we have to start expecting more out of Bubba. We have to start expecting him to run up front, and he just doesn't do it enough and seems to tear up a lot of cars in the process. And I think that he is a C minus driver this year.
I'm going to give him a C. No matter what driver you pair him up with, no matter what season it could be, he could have, Ross Chastain's car and Daniel Suarez would be beating him. Every year he gets beaten by his teammate. It could be any driver. Obviously, this year, Tyler Reddick, his first year with 2311. Last year, or the years before, Kurt Busch was beating him. We've seen one win out of him in Kurt Busch's car last year, and then a rained out Talladega race. I'm on the same boat as you, Jay. I mean, it's just he's got some really good backing from his team owners, right? So he possibly could be staying for a lot longer or be going. Who knows? I just am in the same boat with him as Daniel Suarez. I should be giving him a worse grade, actually. I'm going to give him a D minus. I'm going D minus. Jared, what do you got?
It's just, I mean, there's really nothing really of note from Bubba. I'm gonna give him a D minus. There's just really nothing of note for him. I mean, I think the excuses for why he isn't doing well are running out. He's got the backing of his owner, but just every week he continues to just like push a paper plate out the finish line and just take a massive dump on it. It's just, I'm gonna give him a D minus.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Next is Ty Gibbs. Got 12 starts, 0 wins, 0 top 5s, 4 top 10s, 2 DNFs, 4 laps led, 0 stage wins. I'm not going to be too critical here on Ty Gibbs. It's his rookie year. I'm not going to really put him under the burner. I think he's been doing good recently. He's been showing a lot of speed, getting pretty good results in the race. A couple of them he hasn't been able to finish at Dover and Kansas. But I'm just going to give him a flat C. Not good, not bad, just a flat C. I'm not putting a lot of stock into him yet. We'll see how it progresses as he gets into his 2nd and 3rd season here. What do you got, Tom?
I'm going to give him a B. and I am going to be speaking purely off of his Xfinity Series year last year. He was the absolute villain in the Xfinity Series last year. Nobody liked him. He ran one race in Cup and had issues with 3 drivers. I think since Talladega, we've seen Ty kind of resurface. Flexing his muscles, showing his talent. But before that, since Daytona, or from Daytona to Talladega, we've seen a learning stage out of Ty on how to race these cars, first off, but how to race others, and how to race around others respectfully. And I think that was a growing period for Ty. And I think since Talladega, we've seen Ty really, go back out there and flex some muscles, do relatively well for a rookie, right? These cars are very hard to drive because they're literally a heap of junk. There's really nothing that you can base it off of except for a truck series car that has way less horsepower and the same amount of downforce, or however the hell they do with it. But I honestly think that Ty is doing a great job this year. It's his rookie year, but I'm going to give him a B. I just want to see him more in the top 15, top 10. And that's it. Jared, what do you got?
I'm on the same playing field with Tom. I'm going to give him a B-. He is a rookie, and I feel like he's been doing good for a rookie. The guy just looks very adolescent to me. Like, he just looks like a toddler. But, I give him a lot of credit. I feel like he's been driving real good. So, yeah, B- for the 12-year-old.
All right. So now 20th in points here is Michael McDowell. Currently has 12 starts, 0 wins, 0 top 5s, 1 top 10, 0 DNFs, 7 laps led, and 0 stage wins. Look at those stats. It's kind of surprising. It seems like he's in the top 10 every week with only 1 here. I might have to adjust my ranking here. I was gonna give him a B. I think I'm gonna still give him a B just because it's Michael's event. He doesn't wreck a lot of stuff, and I'm gonna give him a B just purely for those 2 saves at Bristol Dirt. I mean, that is some incredible driving.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, I'm gonna give him a B, and I think it's still early. I think there's still an outside shot he can make the playoffs. So B for Michael McDowell this year.
Yeah, I'm going to say the same thing. I'm going to go with a B. We know who he races for. They are not a race contending or a win. They're not in win contention every week. Front Row Motorsports. He's constantly outperforming the equipment that he's given. I just think that Michael McDowell is doing the best he can with the equipment he's given. So I'm going to give him a B as well. Jared, what do you got?
Well, Love's is a great gas station. I love their bean and cheese crusted burritos. I'm gonna give it about a C+.
Even the burritos, C+.
C about C+. It's a great gas station.
He's just great, not fantastic. I like it. All right. So 21st points here is Austin Cindric. He has 12 starts, 0 wins, 0 top 5s, 2 top 10s, 1 DNF, 7 laps led, and 1 stage win. I'm going to give Cindric a flat out F. The only race I saw him in at the front was Atlanta, and Atlanta's garbage, and anybody that had a Ford that day was going to run up front anyway. He is an absolute disappointment. Goes out and wins the Daytona 500 in his rookie season and hasn't done a thing since. I mean, I almost forget he's out there half the weekends. Like, I look at the stats and look at the results every week, and I see Cindric on the list. I'm like, oh, shoot. Cindric was racing? I didn't even know he was a guy in the Cup Series anymore. If he honestly didn't call the ARCA races, he would be the most irrelevant guy in the Cup Series. So I'm giving him an F. And I just all you can do. I mean, what else is there for him? So, Tom, what do you got for Cindric?
I got an F too. His dad is in the higher rankings of Penske, and and the reason why I'm saying that is because we know how he got his seat. Was he ready for it? He was pretty good in Xfinity Series, right? But look who he was racing around. Cole Custer. Anybody else?
Yeah, I mean, I have nothing.
You know, so so uh, bust out them knee pads, man. You're gonna need it. Jared, what do you got?
I mean, I've said this earlier, but like these positions that we're getting into now, you could just throw them in any order. They all just feel like the same driver, just different number to me. I'm just gonna give them a D minus, because I'm saving my 1F.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So 22nd points is Corey LaJoy. Currently has 12 starts, 0 top fives, 1 top 10, 1 DNF, 0 lap sled, and 0 stage wins. For Corey LaJoy, I'm going to give him a C plus. I wanted so badly to put him in the B tier, but I mean, the last 3 or 4 weeks, he's faded in points. He was right there on the cut line and just starts going further and further and further down. And I really thought he was going to get a win this season. I really thought that was going to be a possibility. But right now, I just don't think that that's going to happen. He's still running up front, running good, but just those points are just getting away from him. So C plus for me. Tom, what do you got?
I'm actually. I don't mean to piggyback off of you so much, but I'm saying the same exact thing. We all had high hopes for Corey LaJoy this year. We're really not seeing it. I mean, it could be because of circumstances on track with other drivers, because we did see a lot of luck out of that 7 car last year. We're possibly not seeing it this year. You know, he should have a race win from last year, but his boy in the 9 car didn't really help him out there. Yeah, just I really hate saying it because I really do like him. I think he is a very good race car driver. It's just not shaping up. And that's okay because he's going to have plenty of opportunities to bounce back, but it just sucks for me. So C+, that's what I'm going with. Jared, what do you got?
I think we're all ordering off the same menu here. I'm gonna go with the C plus for Corey LaJoy. Jay said it earlier. I mean, I remember looking at the rankings a few weeks ago and seeing Corey LaJoy right at the cutout line and go, "Wow, good for him." And he just really has faded, which is very disappointing. But I'm gonna go C plus with you guys.
Okay. Next is Todd Gillen. He's got 12 starts, 0 wins, 0 top fives, 3 top tens, 1 DNF, 0 lap sled, 0 stage wins. Todd Gillen, I'm gonna give him a B this year. He's actually kind of outdone my expectations. I had 0 expectations for him, and he has just exceeded them time and time again. And I mean, Martinsville with strategy was still able to maintain that lead there until he had an engine go sour on him. Coda snuck his way into the top 10 there late. I mean, it just seems like week after week after week, he's just been proving to me that he is a talented race car driver, very deserving of the ride he has, very talented, and he's ready to compete at the top level. And I would like to see what more comes from him. So B for Todd Gillen. What do you have, Tom?
Yeah, I'm actually going to give him a B+. And the main reason is because 3 top 10s in his rookie season and only 23 points behind Michael McDowell. I think that is a huge task that he has accomplished, and it's only going to get better, I think. I think there's a lot to come out of this crew with Todd Gilliland. I think his crew chief is an absolute mastermind, pulling off some Houdini stuff during the races. But I think Todd Gilliland absolutely has a shot at some super speedways of winning and getting into the playoffs. So a B+ for Todd Gilliland. And I think there is a lot more to come out of this camp for sure. Absolutely. And it's so exciting because it's his rookie year too. So, yeah. Jared, what do you got?
I'm just gonna have to go with my gut feeling, and I'll just go with the C. Given that it is his rookie season, I feel like he is doing pretty good, but I'll just go with a C with Todd, is it?
Yeah, Todd Gilliland.
Yeah, Todd.
Okay, so 24th in points here. Eric Jones, 12 starts, 0 wins, 0 top fives, 2 top tens, 2 DNFs, a 17 lap sled, and 0 stage wins. For Eric Jones, I'm giving him a C minus. Just after how he ran last year and how good they were, You bring Jimmy Johnson on, and then you just somehow get worse, and it just doesn't make any sense to me. Sponsorships there, the equipment seems to be there, and he's just not getting the results. But I am gonna say this: I believe that he is going to be a factor this weekend to win at Darlington. I would almost put money on it. He has the highest average finish of any driver in the history of Darlington Speedway, and I guarantee this weekend he's going to be a factor in the race. And I believe that he could potentially win it, get himself in the playoffs, and his whole conversation goes away. So, C minus for Jones for me here. What do you got, Tom?
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a C. I'll put that out right now. I do think that he's going to have a really good chance to win this weekend, but I also want to put out there that they added another car to this team. We've seen what happens to Richard Petty Motorsports whenever they add cars. The team just goes to absolute dog water every time they do that. So to see the change of seasons that we're seeing right now is full circle. We're just seeing it again, and Jimmy Johnson, if he doesn't realize that, I don't know, but he's got to realize that this happens every time they add a car. Break the cycle, man. You know, you got a really good driver with Eric Jones there, and he deserves to be getting top 10s, top 5s. Maybe, even a Kurt Busch where he just one win a year. And that's a huge improvement out of that RPM camp. Or Legacy Motor Club, is that right? But yeah, Jared, what do you got?
I'm gonna have to go with a C for. I like Eric Jones a lot. I'll have to go with a C there. He hasn't really done anything of note this year, so I'll just be C. Same amount of DNFs as he does top 10s, so it's just not great.
All right. Next is Eric Almirola. Currently 12 starts, 0 wins, 0 top 5s, 1 top 10, 3 DNFs, 44 laps led, and 1 stage win. He had that stage win at Talladega on the last lap there. And then also led some laps that were miscued at Atlanta, which leads me to my point where I'm giving him a D on the season, and I'm giving his crew chief and tires an F minus for that pitiful display that they did at Atlanta, and that pretty much summarizes his entire season. Tom, what do you have?
F, Atlanta. Jared, what do you got?
Eric Alma blow my tire now. F, dude. F.
All right. AJ Allmendinger, he has 12 starts, 0 wins, 0 top 5s, 0 top 10s, 1 top 5. I'm sorry. 12 starts.
1 top 10.
Yes, 1 top 10. 3 DNFs, 1 lap led, 0 stage wins. I am giving AJ Allmendinger a D plus, and because I'm disappointed. I really thought he was going to do better in his second attempt at Cup. What do you got?
I'm gonna give him a D minus. WTF, colleague? What are we doing? Is this a build year? Is this what we are chalking this up to? You guys are way better than that. Especially with AJ Allmendinger. My guy. My dude. Like, can't even do anything at road courses. I don't know. Jared, what do you got?
I'll go with a D minus. Not really much of note to go here with AJ Allmendinger. D minus.
All right. His teammate, Justin Haley, 1 spot behind him in points with 12 starts, 0 top 5s, or 0 wins, 0 top 5s, 0 top 10s, 4 DNFs, 141 laps led, and 1 stage win. Or no, that's Brian Priest. 2 top 10s, 1 DNF, 0 stage wins, 0 laps led. Justin Haley, I'm giving him a D, just lackluster, like you said, colleague. Terrible. How many you got?
I mean, it's Justin Haley. What do you really expect out of this guy? Except your occasional super speedway win. That's a D, I guess. I don't. Jared, what do you got?
D minus.
That's easy. All right, next is Ryan Preece, 12 starts, 0 wins, 0 top 5s, 0 top 10s, 4 DNFs, 141 laps led, 1 stage win, which all of those laps led in that stage win for Martinsville. I'm gonna give him a C minus, and the only reason I'm giving him that high of a grade is because I like the fire I saw at him coming back to Martinsville after the Bristol Dirt fiasco, but really kind of lackluster, which sucks because I believe he can win races and has a lot of talent, but SHR is dumpster. So, Tom, what do you got?
Exactly the same thing, except I'd like to give him a C. We know Ryan can wheel the hell out of a car. We know he can, especially with his previous series that he's been in. I just don't think that SHR is prepared to have him. SHR is dog water right now, except for giving Kevin Harvick what he wants. So I think that SHR is doing him real dirty. He's better race car driver than a 29th place, or I'm sorry, 28th place in the driver's points. Disappointing, but I'm going to give him a C. Jared, what do you got?
I'm gonna give him a C minus, and he's another guy that I like. I mean, he's in the wheelhouse of guys that I like to cheer for. Great short track driver, but like I said earlier, it's hard to perform right in front of your boss when he's there commenting on your work, right there live. So it's hard to do that.
All right, so now 29th, this one's Chase Elliott. He has 6 starts, 0 wins, 1 top 5, 3 top 10s, 1 DNF, 24 laps led, and 1 stage win. He had that stage win there at Talladega. I'm giving Chase Elliott an F on the season. I mean, the season has just been atrocious. Even coming back hasn't really been a factor to win anything. And I'm also going to give him an F minus in snowboarding. What are you doing? You're terrible, and you got hurt, and shouldn't have got a medical waiver, and you're going to prove to everybody why you're not going to make the playoffs. So, Tom, what do you got?
Yeah, he took break a leg too seriously. He got beat by Eric Almirola in Talladega for a stage win. He hasn't really shown any speed of any type from his comeback. I'm gonna have to give him a D minus. I'm giving it a D minus because he's got a stage win, and that's it. That is it. That's all you can say since you came back. You won a stage at Talladega, and then you got beat by Eric Almirola. Jared, what do you got?
I agree 100%. I'm going to give him an absolute F. Not very good. I mean, there's no reason with the equipment that he has that he shouldn't be winning or in the top 5 every single race. I mean, he's just got the best equipment. I mean, you're not asking him to like ride a snowboard or anything. You're asking him to drive a really souped up car. That medical waiver should never have happened. The only thing more annoying than that is the Chase Elliott fans, those mouth drooling, jack-legged, mobile home driving. F for Chase Elliott.
Them banjo playing half strapped overall, chi cha pa pa,
micro donkey bike riding.
Oh man. All right, these next ones should be pretty quick. We got Austin Dillon, 12 starts, 0 wins, 1 top 5, 3 top 10s, 3 DNFs, 3 laps led, 0 stage wins. I'm giving him a solid D plus. There's nothing to talk about there.
F. Look what his teammates doing. Can't tell me that he's getting better equipment. You're literally the grandson. F. Jared.
F. Yeah.
Okay. Next is Harrison Burton. Got 12 starts, 0 wins, 0 top 5s, 0 top 10s, 2 DNFs, 20 laps led, 0 stage wins. I am giving Harrison Burton an absolute F on the season. Just irrelevant.
Yeah, very irrelevant, but it is his rookie year. I'm gonna give him benefit of the doubt. D plus. We never seen the 21 ever do good. Still chasing that 200th win. I don't think they're ever gonna do it, especially with Harrison Burton behind the wheel. But benefit of the doubt. I'm trying to be nice. Jared, what do you got?
I'm a D minus. Yeah, I'll be fair. I won't give him an F because it's his rookie year.
It's actually a sophomore year. It's a second year. Yeah.
Oh, dang. Oh, my bad. Okay, well, then I'm going to give him an F. He's doing worse than
F.
last year.
Yeah, way worse.
F.
Okay.
I'm sorry. My bad.
Next is Noah Gregson. Currently got 12 starts, 0 wins, 0 top 5s, 0 top 10s, 3 DNFs, 2 laps led, 0 stage wins. I am giving Gregson a F on the season, and I'm giving him a Z for that haircut. That is the worst haircut I've ever seen. I think he looks like one of those monks, but reverse. You know how the monks have the hair and then they're bald on top?
Oh, yeah.
He's like reverse monk here. And I'm also giving him an F because he tried to mess with Chastain. What are you doing? I mean, just bonehead. So, Tom, what do you got?
I'm going to give him an F because he put on a facade in the Xfinity series that he's a tough MFer, and then he comes out to the Cup series and gets absolutely slapped by Chastain, who is one of the most strawniest guys on pit road. Get wrecked, Gregson. I hope you enjoyed that. Right hook. Try it again. It's great publicity for Chastain. I love it. So, F. Jared, what do you got?
I can't stand Lyle Gregson. I'm gonna give him an F minus 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 potato level 1000 for Lyle Gregson.
All right. And the final one I want to touch on here is Ty Dillon. He's got 12 starts, 0 wins, 0 top 5s, 0 top 10s, 4 DNFs, 0 laps led, 0 stage wins. I mean, this is like astronomical F here. Like, I don't even think he's on the scale. Like, F's here, and he's like freaking way over here. So that's it.
Who? You kind of had a little bit of interruption there.
Ty Dillon.
Who?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think we need to touch on this subject much longer. Jared, what do you got?
Yeah.
All right. So that does our preview on all the drivers' midseason ranks. We'll do another one of these to start the playoffs. We'll do our playoff prediction. We'll fill out our bracket. We'll kind of present that to you guys then. But before we leave, we want to do a quick driver deathmatch scenarios here. My first pick for a driver deathmatch scenario is Horseface Brad Keselowski versus Hair Plugs Joey Logano, and I think this fight should be a 12-rounder, 10-second rounds. First guy to say I quit is the loser. Who do you got, Tom, for a deathmatch scenario here?
I would absolutely love to see Priest and Gregson go into an octagon, bare knuckled, duking it out. I would love to see that little bowl cut he's got on his head flapping around in the air as getting fucking sucker punched again. Jared, what do you got?
I was really like leaning towards Kyle Busch versus Kurt Busch, but I'm like, oh, that's too easy. I mean, they're brothers. That's probably happened like a dozen times. So I'm leaning towards Ryan Newman versus Casey Kane just because of the comedy factor.
Yeah.
Talk about demolished. Oh,
I feel bad for Casey Kane.
Oh man.
Poor guy.
I don't.
All right, so we're gonna do an honorable mention one now, just for fun. My honorable mention, I want to see the Onion Todd Bodine take on the Aussie Marcus Ambrose. I think that would be an absolutely hilarious fight. They're a little mismatched, but I mean, you don't want to mess with the toughness of an Aussie. And then I look at Bodine, and it looks like he's had his bar fights in the past. So I think that'd be just a freaking good old bare knuckle boxing beatdown right there. So
yeah, I think Bodine would have a lot of body deflection from punches. I think
especially
that's
now
probably
that
his only strength.
they might only make it one round.
Yeah. I'm gonna go on the opposite end here, and I'm gonna choose the two biggest pretty boys in NASCAR, and that's Blaney and Elliott. I think it would just be an absolute phenomenal show to have these two people go into an octagon and whatever they would call fighting. I don't know what they would call fighting, but I'm sure it'd be entertaining.
I think it'd be
Jared.
like Gallagher and Townley Part 2. I think it'd be worse.
Oh
actually.
yes, that would be that is a great comparison right there.
A great one.
I think Elliott would break a nail, and then Blaney would probably lose an eyelash or something. It would be bad.
I think there's more of threat of Elliot asking him on a date than there is him hurting him. But my honorable mention, I think it'll be Carl Edwards versus Jimmy Johnson. And just because I want to see Jimmy Johnson fight someone, because the guy's been annoying me this year because he's so desperate as of late to be relevant that he's just like going like doing every like racing series under the sun, and then tries to come back to NASCAR, and I'm just sick of him standing outside of every NASCAR race asking for food stamps now. So I mean, I think Carl Edwards will really slap him one. So I'm gonna go with that one as my honorable mention.
All right, perfect. So leave in the comments your driver NASCAR deathmatch scenario. We'd love to hear your guys' opinions on that one. But with that being said, this will conclude our special edition episode of the Full Send Half Mast podcast, episode 15 here. Make sure to stay tuned to our channel for all the latest news from across the motorsports world. I want to say thank you to Dubby. Make sure you use code DIGABOYS for 10% off your next order. Follow us on Twitter, follow us on Patreon. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the Dega Boys channel, and make sure you guys come tune in next Tuesday for another episode of the Full Send Half Mast podcast. We'll be previewing all the races this weekend and previewing upcoming. Month of May continues on. Best month in all of motorsports. You don't want to miss a thing. Catch it all right here on this channel for every update, all the hottest takes. Don't want to miss it. And Tom, do you have anything you would like to add before we leave?
Yeah. Just make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. We're not only doing podcasts, we do broadcasts as well over on iRacing with the Nexus Sim Racing Group. Coming up here on the 24th. Is that right? 24th?
Yeah, of June. Yeah, that's right. Saturday.
Of June.
It's a Saturday.
Yes. Sorry. I was trying to get that info, but I messed up. Anyways, we are doing a invitation Talladega 499 with the 87 cars. It's going to be awesome. You guys show up for that. Come to the chat. We love talking with you guys. We had a great time with our last broadcast talking with everybody in the chat. So come on out. Make sure you guys watch our future broadcasts as well. Comment on our podcast too. We'd love to interact with you guys. And thank you for everybody's support. We truly appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys again for coming in here. Jared, Tom, we had fun tonight. A lot of great opinions and topics to talk about. And I guess that's it. This has been episode 15, Full Send Half Mast podcast. My name's Jay.
And I'm Tom.
I'm Jared.
And thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Enjoy the races this weekend, everyone.